as a way of examining this myth, there are three Lorelei's, A, B and C. Which one are you?
I am B.
Okay, so tell us all about B.
Well, all three Lorelei's are sort of manifestations of this one Lorelei, this mythical woman, and we each tell the story in a slightly different way, but at the core of it, it's an old sort of folkloric, very similar to the siren myth that people are quite familiar with. But the idea is this young maiden, beautiful maiden, who was pining for her love, who had gone across the seas, and all the men in the village were falling in love with her and driving them to distraction. And so the bishop, in his wisdom, thought, well, it's obviously this girl's fault for being so beautiful that's driving all these men mad. So we'll send her to a convent. And on the way there, she goes up to the rock that she has been looking for her love who's gone across the seas one last time. But this last time she actually falls, or is she pushed off the rock to her death? And the story goes that after then, sailors sailing through the Rhine, through this treacherous piece of the sea, would often crash their boats, and they would say, well, the thing was, I got distracted by this ghost, this apparition, this beautiful woman singing, drove me to distraction, and I crashed upon the rock. So we're the manifestation of that. So we are these women who sing the sailors to their death. But one day we think, what if we just didn't sing them to their death? And maybe, I know we've been told that our job here is to be beautiful and drive men to distraction, but what if we just didn't do that? And so this piece is really about what happens when we don't sing that one time.
Wow, I am so excited to see this. And so you're one of the key creatives. You're what conceptualize this idea. How did the seed, the genesis of this concept of taking that myth, which obviously is so relevant on so many levels today, but what was the key inspiration for you as one of the creatives to work on this show?
The idea first came to me when I was at university. We did do a lot of German Lieder, and they often used poems, and there was a Heine and a Goethe poem about the Lorelei myth. And at first I thought the imagery was just beautiful, this maiden, like a mermaid on the rock. And then I guess as time progressed, I started to see that underlying narrative, and working in opera and always doing these characters, the women never turn out to have the best life at the end of it. They always fall off they get killed or die, or, and they're quite often blamed for the downfall of the men in the opera. Dimity, Antoinette and I had worked on a show called the Opera Burlesque way back when in the Spiegel tent, which was a kind of play on taking traditional opera and sort of messing with it a little bit and making it a little bit more sassy, if you will. And I wanted to do something with the three of us again. Originally I was going to just create a cabaret, and then sort of years later the idea came back to me, and I thought, well, actually, how about we get a piece written for us and try and see if we can take opera and cabaret and make some sort of unholy baby out of them. So I then got the team together of Casey Bonetto and Gillian Cosgriff and Julian Langdon composing it. Sarah Giles, our incredible director and dramaturg, has just brought this really modern kind of take on it. The day we did our first workshop on this, the Me Too hashtag broke on Twitter. Right. And so we just...
Was there a gasp? Was it like this weird moment where everyone looked at each other and went, we're really onto something here. This is really what we need to be doing right now?
It was interesting because so much, we'd already started doing a first draft of the libretto, and there were already lots of references to phrases like asking for it and, all these phrases that kind of kept being brought up about these women and seeing, about their agency and who was to blame. And so it did seem really timely, but unfortunately we find that the world has not stopped giving us more fodder for it, and at the moment what we're seeing in Parliament, we're seeing, a whole bunch of young people talking about the way in which consent is taught in schools. The conversation's a really relevant one. So this is done in a slightly satirical way, but also has real sort of moments of pathos. But above all, it is really extraordinarily beautiful music. So these dresses really do match the sort of opulence and beauty of the music. So it's wonderful to be able to present this, but we're not ramming politics down anyone's throat. It's an interesting conversation, but also a beautiful one to listen to.
But I'd say it's embedded in the work, and it's embedded by, it sounds like, as artists in the work that you've done in your body of work as creatives yourselves. And I think, nothing could be more timely than now to examine our identity as women in a world that is continually controlled and contrived by the patriarchy around us. But I know it's going to be a hot show too. So congratulations.
So much. Thank you.
Good luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you.